Tell me about the street parking app. Is that still in the works? So you guys, because that is a huge
Oh
undertaking.
my
I'm sure you've
gosh.
probably talked to Jason about like woes and
Yeah.
all that. Like, where are you guys at with that? Because I know you don't want to probably be beholden to Wodify forever.
Yeah, so I mean, we're almost 2 years into the development of it, actually. So they started the development of it, and basically what we need is a replacement for Wodify, but obviously a lot better, and where people can see the content the way that we want them to see it and experience it, right? And one of the things that we've realized is that the more simple you want it to be, the harder it is actually to make in a lot of ways. And so the first thing that we did and the first thing that they worked on for a long time was creating our own sign up process because we were still having people join street parking through Wodify, and
Yeah.
Wodify was processing the payments, and Wodify had all the payment information, and that's just not a comfortable place to be.
No.
When it's like they could just all of a sudden be like, nope, we're closing down, bye, like figure it out. And so the first thing they did was created a new sign up process for us that gathered all that information. Then we had to transfer all the people who were in Wodify still to this new payment processing. And now they're working on and getting close to the actual like user side where they're going to be able to see the workouts, log the workouts. And we've been approached by a ton of different other apps that are like, hey, you can put your program in ours, Beyond the Whiteboard, couple other one, SugarWad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and great apps, but there are certain elements of street parking that we don't want. I should say there are certain elements of their app that we don't want associated with street parking. For example, we're not leaderboard people.
Yeah.
And so all these apps, of course, that were created for CrossFit have these leaderboards, and it's built in and it's part of it. It's not something that you can turn off for your community or something like that. And so we want an experience that is unique to street parking, that feels the way that we want it to feel. And so we've been pretty determined to build it ourselves. But yeah, it takes so long, and we still don't really get to see anything because
Sure.
it's like all the structure is still being built.
People
at this
don't
point.
understand how expensive it is
Oh
to
my
get an app.
gosh.
How much money do you think you've put into the street parking app so far?
Over $1 million for sure.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
You guys doing it local? Are these local developers?
No, so again, a member reached out to us almost 2 years ago and said that he had something that he wanted to show us. It was an app that he had built. So he had been a gym owner in Southern California, and he had this idea to link all the gyms in the area together and to show all the different programs that they all offered so that people could pick which gym was right for them. Like he had this like utopian mindset, and of course no one in that area was like
On board.
wanted anything to do with him. And so he had this thing that he had kind of built, and it was still very like rough.
Very MVP-ish, yeah.
Yeah, but he was like, he was a member, or maybe his wife was a member, and so he had reached out to us to say like, let me show you what I have built so far because I need somebody that is going to be able to afford me to continue to build the rest of this. And there's not many programs. I think he had brought it to Jason at one point too.
Okay.
And Jason, I think, was already working on his app. And so the app now is completely different than what he had originally shown us, but he's very talented and he's put together a team. Most of them live actually in Boise, Idaho. That's where he lives. So.
Okay. Well, at least it's domestic. It's easier to, than typical app companies are having to call over to India and do those kind of song and dance.
And he's a member, and their project manager over there is a member, and he requires his whole team to participate in street parking. Because I can't imagine trying to explain what we're trying to make to somebody hasn't at least used it somewhat. Like that would be really frustrating, I feel like. So he was a CrossFit coach. He owned a CrossFit gym. And so he gets what the workouts look like and stuff like that, at least,
Yeah.